Hello everyone, this is Srinivai from Acceldata Customer Success. In today's video, we'll discuss about API key management in ADOC. The topic or agenda of today's videos are creating an API key, components of API key management, and simple example of how these keys are used within your code. And then we'll end the discussion with the best practices. Uh, to create ADOC, in ADOC, API key management is a crucial aspect of ensuring secure and authenticated access to the services provided by the platform. So any downstream application, say a Postman or any automation codes for integrating data pipelines or any of the on any codes for manual migration of data policies. So to establish an authentication, uh, we use an API key. So these API keys are created for a particular user. To create an API key, you need access to the admin center section of ADOC UI. And here are the steps to create an API key. Log in into the ADOC UI, um, navigate to admin central, and then generate the API key. This generation typically involves specifying the permissions and naming the keys for easier identification. In the coming section, in the end of this slideshow, I'll log in into the ADOC UI and then we'll generate an API key for the purpose of this particular demo. From the component perspective, uh, while managing the API keys, you will deal with these two components, access key and the secret key. So the access key is a public part of your API key that you will be using in your applications to authenticate request. Secret key is a private part of your API key that should be kept confidential. It's used in conjunction with the access key to authenticate your API calls. This is an example of once you have generated API keys, how do you use them to authenticate your request? So here is a simple example where in a Java code, which is used for any authentication or integration mechanism within the Java SDK, how an API key is called, how an API key is used. You could see we have provided the base URL and then along with that we also pass the access key and secret key as a string. Additionally, we also use these API keys while within Postman to use within Postman to run API calls from Postman into ADOC UI. So what are the standards that needs to be followed while generating the API keys? Keep your case keys secure. Never expose your secret keys in any public repositories or client-side codes. Make sure that you regularly rotate your API keys. Update your API keys to minimize the risk of unauthorized access. Limit the permissions. So when you create an API keys, assign only the necessary permissions required for the task that they are intended to perform, and also monitor usage. So keep track of how and when your API keys are used so that we could detect any unusual activity. Let's get back to ADOC UI and let me tell you how to generate an API key. On the ADOC UI, click on Settings. Please note that to generate API keys, you will need a certain set of higher privileges. So you would need to have access to the admin central. Click on the API keys, a new tab would be generated. Generate API key here. Provide a API key. So see the pop-up, I had generated a API key for Postman. You can see an API key is valid until July 31st. You can So please note that this API key can only be downloaded once. So once downloaded, you will a CSV file will be created, uh, which uh, which stores secret key and access key. So once the API key is downloaded, there is no way to retrieve it from the UI. You so always make sure that you save the CSV file which contains the access key and secret keys. In conclusion, effective API key management in ADOC is essential for maintaining the security and integrity of your applications. By following the steps outlined above and discussed in this video, you could create and manage and utilize the API key securely within your ADOC environment. We encourage you to share your questions with us via the comments on this video. If you are unable to respond to your comment, let's continue the discussion on the discussion forum in Acceldata network portal given below. Feel free to ask. Thank you. Have a great day.